Hey, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I want to thank you for taking the time to help me with my research project. We're going to start off. Will you just take a moment to introduce yourself with your name and your age?
My name is Earnest Hayden. My age is 77.
And right before I get started, do you remember what years you attended CI?
Yes, from 1957 to 1961. A long time ago.
So I'll go ahead. I have 6 questions for you just to kind of better understand the space. One, what landmarks do you remember from Christiansburg Institute?
Well, I guess it would be the buildings and the long road that leads up to the schools, because we rode buses down there. We were bused in.
Is it the same road that's there now?
Yes, it is. But the parking lot, they parked the bus down below the long building.
Okay.
And that's where we would get off.
Would it be like towards the tracks, or I guess towards if you remember, or towards like I know there was like a gym and other stuff on the other side.
Well, it was across from the gym.
Oh, okay. I think I know what area you're talking about. I've been a few times recently.
Okay.
2, are there any memorable sacred or community spaces that you recall from the Institute that was important to you? And if so, why?
Well, one thing I remember is if you messed up in school, and the principal would correct you. And he had us to whitewash the trees.
That's so intense.
You'd be out there whitewashing them trees and everybody walking by laughing at you. And what you do?
That's funny.
And also, one of the memorable things was our government teacher, Mr. Holmes. It was as quiet as a mouse in that school. And you could hear him when he was walking around because his shoes squeaked all the time. It was the only noise you heard in there. You couldn't hear anything else in there because it was quiet.
That's funny. That's really funny. Was all your classes in the long building?
No, I had, if I remember correctly, I had 2 in the long building. And one was downstairs and one was upstairs.
Yeah, shopping.
I had Scattergood building. I had 3 classes. It was shop, which was woodworking, and government, and band. I played in the band for 4 years also.
So does that mean you also took all those band instruments up into the attic that they use sometimes at the?
Yes, I did.
Because nobody else knows about the secret attic that I've talked
to. I took the drums up there.
That's awesome. I just went in there recently. It's kind of intense.
Yes, it is.
What do you consider makes a community space?
The camaraderie of people from different areas. Because Radford is not like Pulaski. Pulaski is not like Christiansburg. Christiansburg is not like Florida. Everything is different. So everybody coming together as one made a good community development at that school, because we all went through the same thing.
That's beautifully said.
Thank you.
Guess I'll jump to the next one. Was there any part of Christiansburg Institute that symbolized community to you as a student?
How people work together and doing things at that school. We had all kinds of, everybody come from different areas, so we all worked together to achieve a common goal, and that was to graduate.
I like that. Now, as you reflect on the space now that you're older, do you feel that have the same feeling on it? Do you think you have the same perspective on it that you did as a student?
I think we have more feelings for it at the present time because we remember back then how it was. And I don't know, it just seems like it's not like that anymore after the was integration.
I've heard that from a few. I'll jump into the next one. If you could envision any use of the current site, what would it be?
For me, it'd be a community college.
Good choice.
Because there's a lot of room there for growth, well, it used to be, but now you have factories, daycare, and who knows what else down there.
I've been studying the site, the 185 acre quite thoroughly, so I understand. I guess 6, last one.
So you know where when you go on the road to on the campus, and you pass the Scattergood building, just beyond that is where they had a horseshoe barn.
Oh, really?
And guys used to learn how to do horseshoes on horses, and agriculture was out through that way.
So that became a skill set. That explains a lot of cookouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple sites I think I might want to show you another map I'm doing of the site that you might be able to help with.
Okay.
Trying to help knowing where some locations are. I have one last question.
Okie dokie.
If the Institute had never closed, what do you think it would look like now?
If they hadn't closed, I think it would be a community college. Because they only have one in the New River Valley, and they actually need another one. And I think that would have been the perfect site for it. Yeah, I think it should have been there in the beginning.
Yeah, that would be a really perfect central location.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. This has been very helpful, and I look forward to moving forward with my thesis with this information.
Okie dokie. And I hope I've been helpful.